The man once hailed as the savior of British politics is now the face of its greatest betrayal. Keir Starmer has been found guilty by the UK's Supreme Court of accepting a £4 million offshore donation. The fallout is nuclear. Protests, resignations, and whispers of royal intervention now grip the nation. Parliament is shaking. Labour is splitting. And Starmer's silence is making it worse by the hour. This is not politics as usual. This is a reckoning. Tomorrow doesn't matter anymore. The verdict isn't and it's catastrophic. Keir Starmer, the man who promised to bring decency back to politics, has been exposed at the heart of one of the most damning scandals in modern UK history. The Supreme Court's ruling is clear and brutal. Starmer breached political funding laws by accepting a £4 million offshore donation. But this wasn't just a legal failure. It was a moral collapse. And it's tearing the Labour Party apart. From the inside out for weeks. Rumours swirled quietly in the corridors of Westminster. Whispers about a hidden donation. Questions about Starmer's connections. And then on live television a bombshell. Verified documents were leaked during a debate, shocking the entire nation. These documents tied the massive donation to industries. Labour has always publicly condemned fossil fuel giants, weapons manufacturers, and private healthcare firms. The hypocrisy was undeniable. What the public once thought was conspiracy became hard truth. The court did not hold back. Labour, under Starmer's direct leadership, had deliberately bypassed funding disclosure rules. They not only hid the donation source, they worked to bury it. The judges went further, calling it a betrayal of public trust and declaring Starmer's role as leader untenable. That single word untenable has echoed across the political spectrum, lighting the fuse to a crisis now exploding across the UK. Within hours of the ruling, Labour's unity crumbled. Over 40 MPs, including senior shadow ministers and regional leaders, signed a letter privately demanding Starmer resign. Momentum, the grassroots force behind Jeremy Corbyn, called him a traitor to Labour's core values. Internal chat logs from Labour MPs were leaked, revealing breakdowns, shouting matches, and threats of coordinated resignations. Panic gripped the party. Emergency meetings were held behind closed doors. The name of Lisa Nandy began to circulate. As a temporary caretaker, someone who might calm the storm long enough for Labour to survive. But even if she steps in, can the damage be undone? Outside Parliament, the public has erupted. Protests exploded in London, Manchester, and Birmingham. People held signs reading, "Resign or be removed and clean Labour," not Starmer's Labour. Social media turned into a digital battlefield, with hashtags like #Starmer, resign, #Labour corruption, and #Fraudgate trending for days. One by one, lifelong Labour supporters began filming themselves cutting up their membership cards, some even burning them, a petition to strip Starmer of his knighthood gathered tens of thousands of signatures in mere hours. Trade unions, once the financial lifeblood of Labour, began pulling away. Unite, Labour's largest donor, issued a brutal statement. They will no longer fund a party tainted by corruption at the top. Other unions are reviewing their funding. And without them, Labour's campaign, machine its ads, its rallies, its groundwork could grind to a halt. And what of Starmer? Silence. No statement, no tweet, no apology, no explanation. In the biggest moment of his career, the man who always had something to say now says nothing. And that silence is louder than any scandal. Critics from all corners are speaking in his place. Nigel Farage has called the Labour Party a crime scene. Richard Tice, leader of Reform UK, accused Starmer of treason in a suit and tie. Donations to rival parties are now surging. And the phrase criminal inquiry is no longer a whisper, it's a demand. Then, just when it seemed the scandal couldn't get worse, another wave of leaks hit. Private emails surfaced. Starmer enjoying luxury trips, five-star hotels in Brussels, funded by undisclosed sources. Even more damning. He allegedly met with EU-linked lobbyists during sensitive post-Brexit trade talks. Leaked messages suggest he was exploring a secret plan to bring the UK back into the EU single market, quietly. Behind closed doors and without any public or parliamentary debate for Brexit supporters, this was betrayal. For centrists who trusted his leadership, it was deception. And for the average voter already losing faith, was confirmation. The elite don't just bend the rules, they rewrite them. Public trust has now collapsed. A new Snap poll shows 72% of Britons want Starmer to resign now. Almost half of Labour's own base agrees. Parliament is in chaos. Opposition leaders are demanding an immediate forensic audit of Labour's finances. Reform UK and Conservative MPs are calling for a criminal inquiry and even royal intervention. Yes, royal. Intervention. Reports now suggest King Charles has been briefed by top constitutional advisors. The monarchy typically stays out of politics, but the sheer scale of this crisis is pushing the system to its limits. The chaos continues. Drastic constitutional steps could be on the table. Inside Labour HQ, operations are frozen. Staff are quitting. PR agencies are severing ties. Sources say Starmer's legal team has already prepared a resignation speech, but he refuses to deliver it. He still believes he can survive this. But with every day that passes, that belief becomes more dangerous for him, for Labour, and for the country. The Labour Party now stands at a cliff's edge. If Starmer resigns, the rebuilding must begin immediately. But if he stays, he risks dragging the entire party into ruin, financially, politically, and morally. This is no longer just a scandal. This is a political reckoning, and the whole nation is watching.